Hello and welcome. My name is Samantha Francis, FemmePOWER educator and no-nonsense mentor. So I hope you are all doing very, very well today. I want to talk to you about something that I've actually had quite a few questions about over the last few weeks. So if you've been in my world, you'll hear me talking about stories. And in particular, you'll hear me talking about finding out what your story is or what's your story. And a lot of people have been like, Sam, what do you mean story? Like, they're a bit baffled by it. So I want to just use this space and time to talk about what it is, what I mean when I say, what is your story? So as we grow up, as children, we collect information. Now, that information that we collect is through experience, what we experience through the world, what we experience with our parents, what we experience at home, what we experience on the TV, what we experience at school. It's all information that's gathered, and it's usually gathered and embodied by around the age of 8-9 years old. Now, that information, those experiences that we collect as children then become beliefs. So for example, if you grew up with a mum that was always stressed out, like she was always snapping, God bless her, she was tired, overworked, stressed out with dad, maybe things weren't going well in the relationship, so she kind of took it out on you a little bit. If your experience of motherhood was like that, you will have created a story that motherhood is hard. You may have created a story that mums are always stressed out and tired, that mums are not fun. All sorts of stories can be created, right, from our experiences. But you will carry that story with you unconsciously into adulthood. And those stories influence the actions that you take in adulthood. Okay, so I hope you're still with me. So you wouldn't be consciously going out and saying like, motherhood is hard and all mums are miserable and all mums are tired or stressed out and things. You wouldn't be doing that. But you will be carrying an imprint and a story where you believe that motherhood is tough. And that may influence your decision to not be a mother. Okay, now again, this is just an example. There are people that may go in the opposite direction with it, but it will influence. It will always influence you, and it will influence the decisions that you make, in terms of creating your own world. So when I have clients come to me and they're not happy with a certain aspect of their world, we sit down and we map out through a signature method of mine the different areas of their life and the story that's playing out in each area. And often clients are really surprised. They are really, really surprised. You see, it's something I always say to my clients is your reality is your capacity. In other words, what's happening around you is what you're available for, but it's also influenced by your story. So for example, if we look at money, if let's say you're struggling with money every month, or you're always finding yourself broke, or you can't keep hold of money, your reality is reflecting back your internal capacity and your story around money, which may even be brought back to your childhood where it's like, your parents always struggled, or you were always broke, or you couldn't get what you wanted because your mum said she never had the money, or your dad just, said the same thing. It's all created around your stories. So when I sit with clients and we navigate the surprise or the shock for some of them, where it's like, oh my God, I didn't know that this was my story, and we connect the dots. What we then do is we create a new one. And what happens is when you create a new story, aka a new belief system, your capacity will change. Okay? So again, another example would be if maybe you grew up and you saw a lot of arguing with your parents, or there was always some kind of unhealthiness or disruption within the home, you may have created a story that marriage equates to pain. Therefore, you become averse to marriage. You don't want to get married. And that connects back to your childhood. So your capacity for marriage is not really there, right? Because you're like, no, don't want that. I grew up seeing this. Marriage means this. No. But when we create a new story and we actually delve into what it is you'd like, the desire, not what you've experienced, what you would like, how you would like to feel, and we create a new story, your capacity will get bigger and bigger and bigger. It's the same thing with money as well. You may find that you've gone from feeling broke all the time or struggling to, actually, I can hold on to a bit of money. Oh, I've got a bit of extra money this month. Or, oh, this letter came in the post and it's a check for whatever. Things will happen that will match up with your frequency and your capacity to hold it. So that's why it's so important you know your stories, because if you don't know what story is playing out, what's likely to happen, like for a lot of people, is they continue on that hamster wheel. They continue going round and round and round in these stories and being more and more unhappy. And the unhappiness affirms the belief and affirms the story, and it's round and round we go again. When actually you don't need to do that. That is struggle. All you need to do is work out what your story is and change it. Now, changing your story is important, but it's also not, I'm going to be honest with you, it's not easy. Because remember, it took you years to develop your current story. Will it take you years again to create a new one? Absolutely not. Especially if you have support and the right mentor with you. Absolutely not. But it will take some extra effort. It may feel challenging at times because your old story will want to slip you back. It will want to pull you back in and go, no, this is what we do. This is the default. This is the story. This is how you've been. What are you trying to do? Why are you trying to change? This feels unsafe. Your body, your brain, your nervous system will go, oh, this is different. This may not be safe. But the more you do it, the more you are consciously aware of bringing in your new story, the quicker that new story ingrains and you embody it. And I want to add something else onto this as well, because I've noticed this come up actually with a few clients of mine that I've worked with, which is when we have our new story, our actions must align to that story. So for example, if we looked at health and wellness, and your new story for health and wellness is, I commit to being as healthy and as energized as I can be every single day. Well, sitting on the sofa, binge watching something on Netflix, and don't get me wrong, I do love a binge of a series now and again, okay? Eating pizza, eating fast food, drinking fizzy drinks, whatever it is that, essentially does not make your body feel good, is not in alignment with your new story. Your actions must be in alignment with your new story. So let's just go back to that new story, right? What actions could you take? Well, if I commit to being energized, if I commit to feeling my best every day, I could go for a walk. I could just go for a walk, get out in the fresh air. I am feeling a bit tired. I don't feel like maybe doing a high intensity workout. I can go for a walk. Maybe I can get a coffee on the way. That feels like a treat. Maybe I can get a healthy snack. It's these little things that will help your brain, your nervous system to adapt to it in an easier and quicker way. And it falls in line with your new story. And the next thing you know, you're doing it like clockwork. Because that is then no longer your new story. It then becomes your current story. So I hope that makes sense. If you need any support with belief work, story work, changing any aspect of your life, just feeling better, creating a life you love, then please, I invite you to reach out. I'm open to any questions you may have. just reach out, take that first step, and I'll speak to you very soon. Bye bye.